This video is about how to use this tool to do setup. You can use the link below to get it from Etsy. Okay, let's go back. Step by step, get what you need to build a shed. When you open the file, use Excel, it will looks like this. Go to the main sheet, set up the parameters. In the yellow cell, there's a lot of yellow cells. You need to set it up according to what you need. Let's go over one by one. W is the width, the total width. You can look at what it is from the photo. D is the depth. The feet will be the feet will be calculated automatically. So just for your reference, you only need to set up the inch. HF is the inside front height from the floor to the roof inside the shed. So it's inside height, HF. HB is the inside height on the back. So it's the back. In the example, the front is higher than the back. The front is higher. Usually, this kind of shed attach the fence. My own shed, the back is higher, for it's with the house. So the roof slope S, here I have a roof slope S, will be calculated automatically by the height, front height and back height. It usually should be larger than 14 degrees. For snow and slide down. DH and DW. DH, DW are the door opening size. The door design is not included in this one. So check your door to make sure how much larger it's required for the opening. Then EW is the wall extending at the bottom. So the wall need to be a little below the bottom. You can check the detail A. The wall here should be a little over the bottom. When you install a wall, it requires go over the wall frame to cover the gap between wall frame and base frame. But you need to leave gap between wall and your foundation. So there should be some gap here. So that the water trapped on the foundation will not reach the wall. So make sure set it to a proper height. The rest four, EF, EB, EL, ER, for front, back, left, right, are about the roof extension. So the roof will extend a little bit in the front, back, left, right. The front and back extension are required. So the front and back is required to keep rain out and also leave holes. So here will be holes underneath to let air flow. The air can flow through the shed underneath. Extension on right and left can be 0 if you don't want it. After all setup, you can go to sheet list to check your result. There are totally 6 charts. Let's check one by one. The first one is the base. So this is the base. Before you build your base, a solid foundation is required. I used the 3 4x4 treated wood nailed on a gravel base for my 8 feet by 12 feet shed. So there's 3 4x4 here. Let's look at the parameters. Yeah. W is the overall width. D is the depth. So width and depth. Base L1 is the length of the straight lumber. So the length of the lumber is base L1. And base N1 is how many pieces, how many straight lumber you need to cut. So this how many of this. Base A1 is the distance from the center of the first middle lumber to the right end. And base A2 is the distance from the one on the left end, the center to the left end. All others are 16 inches. So you can use this drawing to make your base frame. After the base frame done, fix it on your foundation using concrete screw if this is a concrete foundation. I use a few L-shape angles to connect it the frame on the 4x4s. Then you can install floor on the frame. You may add glue on the frame to increase strength. The second form. The second form is for the back. Back part is the frame and same size wall, except the bottom. The bottom have some extension. There are 2 horizon lumbers on the top and 1 at the bottom. I installed the wall panel on the frame before lift it up. You may put a wall panel or wallboard on after all the frames are properly installed. W is the shed width, as you said before. HB is the height of the back we defined on the main sheet. It's the inside height from the floor to roof. Back H1 is the length of straight lumber. So this lumber, the length is back H1. Back H2 is the total height of the wall panel. Back N1 is how many straight lumber you need. You need to cut how many pieces. Back A1 is the distance from the center of the lumber to the right end, just like the base. Back A2 is the distance from the one on the left end, so center to the left end. Back E1 is here. Is the panel extension you set on the main sheet. Make sure it does not touch the ground. Okay, let's go to the third form. The third form is for the 2 sides. The wall panel, the wall, is larger than the frame on all sides, and usually will be installed after all frames are on to make sure it's at the right place. Okay, D is the shed depth you set on the main sheet. S is the slope angle. On my shed, the S is negative, means the front is lower than the back. But this one is positive. Side D1 is the length of up and down lumber. Side H1 is the length of the straight lumber. Side N1 is how many straight lumber you need to cut. Side H2 is the overall height of the wallboard. Side H3 is the wallboard height on the shorter side. Side A1 is the distance from the center of the lumber to the right hand. And side A2 is the left side, center to left side. Side E1 is same as the back, the extension. Make sure it do not touch the ground. If your shed is larger, the wallboard will be more than one piece. So make sure the connection are on the center of a lumber. I set the A1 side, this side, will have a lumber which is exactly 48 inches to the edge. So you can install from the A1 side. The overall board size can be ½ inch smaller because there will be trim on all edges to cover everything. So don't have to be very accurate. There are two pieces of size, and they are mirror, not the same. So make sure you install them on the right faces. If you need a window, Home Depot has like a 16-inch shed window, something like this. Just open a hole on the wall and put two 2x4s on top and bottom to hold it. The next one is for the front. The door is arranged in the center. Like the back, the wall should just cover the frame except the bottom. Let's see the dimensions. W is the total width, and also the lumbers on the top. There's two lumbers on the top. HF is the height of the front you defined on the main sheet. It's the inside height from floor to the roof. DH and DW is the door opening size you set. DH is the length of the straight door frame lumber. Make sure use the pressure treated wood. So the brown one means pressure treated wood. Front H1 is the length of the straight lumber. This one. Front H2 is the total height of the wall panel. Like the back, align the top when installed. Front H3 is the length of the straight lumber on the door top. The quantity are not listed here. Usually arrange 2 or every 16 inches. Front N1 is how many straight lumber, the long straight lumbers you need. Like on the drawing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 pieces here. Front A1 is the distance from the center of the lumber to the end. Both sides same. So A1, front A1, center to the edge. Front A2 is the distance from the center of the middle lumber to the door edge. So A2 is inside. It's middle to middle. Front A3 is the center distance between the two straight lumbers beside the door frame. So in the middle, the distance of the two is front A3. Front D1 is the length of door beam. So the top beam, the length is front D1. Usually two pieces of 2x4 or 2x6 and a half-inch board in between, like this. Make sure you use pressure-treated wood. Front D2 is the length of the lumber at the bottom. Front E1 is same as others, the overlay to the bottom. The last one is for the roof. Roof is a frame, the board on it, and some waterproof material on it. Let's see the dimensions. W is the shed width. S is the slope angle. D is the shed depth. Roof C1 is the length from front wall to back wall along the direction of the roof. Roof E1 is the roof extension at the front. Roof E2 is the roof extension at the back. Front and back must have some extension to let the wind go through the shed under the roof, or the roof will be lifted by wind on it. Roof E3 and roof E4 is left and right. I set them 0 for easy build, but it's nice to have some. Roof W1 is the total width of the roof board, and also it's the length of the edge lumber. The lumber length is roof W1. Roof A1, A2, A3 are the dimensions for how to place the vertical lumbers. So A1 is the first one, center to the edge. A2 is the second one, center to the edge. Roof A3 is another side. Roof L1 is the total length of the vertical lumber. Total length. But they are not straight cut on the edge. It's a total length, but it should be cutted according to the slope. Look at detail A here. So it should be cutted at an angle. When nail the frame on, make sure the top has a flat surface for the board. So like this, the top need to have a flat surface. Roof N1 is the quantity of the vertical lumbers you need. Roof L2 is the total length of the roof board. With roof W1, you may arrange how to cut those boards. If your shed is larger, you need to install a lot of pieces. Make sure the connection is on the center of a lumber. I set 4 feet, 45 inches, and 8 feet from the A1 side. So you may install from the A1 side. And please shift connection lines to lock all the pieces together. Like the photo here, and you need a shift. Do not make all the connection line together. You may use hurricane ties to connect the roof with the walls. I buy those from Home Depot. The 6 foam give some number for arranging the accessories. Roof area is the total area of the roof. Use it to buy roof material. I use the roof barrier only. So something like this. It may not last the same longer as shingles, but good enough for a few years. Roof edge. The edge like this is required at the lower edge. Roof perimeter, base perimeter, corner trim length are for trims. Make sure you use pressure treated wood or any waterproof material. For me, I cut 1x6, some 1x6 treated wood into 2 pieces and make them an L shape to cover the corners. The top trim are also used for clamp roof barriers. Okay, that's all the information this chat gives. Enjoy your work and good luck.